Differences between abstract, introduction, and conclusion. Abstract versus introduction versus conclusion. Abstract is a brief summary of the information in a document, whereas introduction serves as the opening of your written work, where you set the stage for what is to come. Whereas conclusions, in some cases also called a summary, chapter is a summary of the main ideas that come out from the discussion. Purpose of abstract is to provide a brief summary of the main points in the paper and key findings. Whereas purpose of introduction is to offer context and introduces the research problem, question or objective. Whereas purpose of conclusion is to summarize key findings, their implications and primary takeaways. Placement of abstract is near the beginning, after the title, whereas placement of introduction is at the beginning, before the methodology, whereas placement of conclusion is at the end, following the discussion. Abstract is not part of IMRAD, whereas introduction is part of IMARD, whereas conclusion is not part of IMRAD. Abstract always has a heading, whereas introduction may or may not have a heading depending on a journal format, whereas conclusion may or may not have a heading depending on journal format. Content of abstract is based on summary of the entire paper, whereas content of introduction is based on context and research problem, whereas content of conclusion is based on summary of key findings, implications and takeaway. Length of abstract is usually 150 to 250 words, but can be longer, whereas length of introduction varies but typically a few paragraphs. Whereas length of conclusion varies but typically a few paragraphs. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel Thesis Helper. Thanks for watching.